Okay, for those who want an even deeper understanding of the conditions behind the ambiguous case, right? In your notes, basically there are two different conditions. Check this out. This is your chapter 11 notes on further trigonometry under sine rule, which is page 9. Okay, sine rule, the ambiguous case. So basically, when do you get the ambiguous case? When you're given two sides and an angle opposite to one of the given sides. Okay, so for example, let's say in this triangle, right, you're given side B, side C, and angle C. Okay, two sides and an angle opposite to one of the given sides. Okay, so when does the ambiguous case happen? It happens when you have these two conditions. That means the side opposite the given angle is smaller than the other given side, but longer than the perpendicular. Okay, so if we look at the diagram, right, the side opposite the angle, which is C, right, if this side is shorter than the other side, that means C is smaller. C is smaller than B. Correct? But then C is bigger than the perpendicular. So what is the perpendicular? The perpendicular is always B sine C. Okay? So if you look at this diagram, right, the perpendicular of this triangle, draw a perpendicular line down. Okay, let's call this the height, the H, right? Okay, sine C, sine of angle C here, right, is equals to perpendicular height, which is the opposite, over the hypotenuse, which is B. So the perpendicular height is the B sine C, which is this H over here. Okay, so let's just call it B sine C. So if my side C, right, is shorter than side B, one condition is fulfilled, but my side C also has to be longer than the perpendicular height, B sine C. Both conditions must be fulfilled for it to be the ambiguous case. Okay, then only, right, will this, you see this side C, it can be like that, or it can swing and be like that also. So the length of C is the same, but the position can be different. It can be AB1 or it can be AB2. There are two positions for this side C if these two conditions are met. That's what your notes are trying to explain. That if you want to have the ambiguous case, the two conditions are like that. If the side opposite the given angle is smaller than the other given side, but longer than the perpendicular. Okay, so C is less than B, but C is more than B sine C. Okay, so using the example just now, right, the side opposite the angle was 14. So firstly, we check whether this 14 is less than the other given side, which is 15.4. We check 14 is less than 15.4. Of course, it's correct. So first condition is correct, is checked. Side opposite the given angle is smaller than the other given side. Okay. And then the second condition we check is whether this 14 is more than B sine C. So what is B sine C? Is 15.4 times sine 58. Okay, 15.4 times sine 58, the value you get is 13.059. If you press this in the calculator, 15.4 times sine 58 will give you 13.059. So we are checking whether this 14 is bigger than B sine C, 13.059, and we realize that yes, it is. So since both conditions are checked and it fulfills, which means definitely this is an ambiguous case. Okay, this triangle is ambiguous because both the conditions given in your notes are fulfilled. Okay, the side opposite the given angle is smaller than the other given side, and it's also longer than the perpendicular. Okay, but this is very technical if you want to memorize the two conditions and all that. So I would just suggest that every time you use sine rule to find an angle, just find the other angle also. Okay, then see if both angles work. If one of them doesn't work, then you reject that. That is simpler for you to understand. Alright.